How did ancient Irish stew recipes use rare ingredients? Imagine stepping back in time to Ireland hundreds of years ago, where cooks created hearty stews with what they had on hand. Ancient Irish stew was simple but flavorful, relying on local ingredients. The main ingredients were lamb or mutton, potatoes, onions, and sometimes carrots or turnips. These were chosen because they grew well locally and could be stored for a while. When it comes to rare ingredients, they were not as exotic as you might think today. Instead, they depended on the season and what was available in the area. Herbs like thyme and parsley were common, but they could be hard to find in certain seasons or regions, making them somewhat rare. Bay leaves were also used to add depth to the flavor, but they were not always accessible. In those days, what was considered rare was often what was not part of everyday cooking. For example, beef was rarely used in Irish stew because it was more common in other dishes like Guinness beef stew. Sheep were abundant, so lamb and mutton were the preferred meats. These ingredients were easy to get from local farms, making the stew both practical and delicious. Irish cooks also used seasonal vegetables, which meant some ingredients were only available at certain times of the year. For example, turnips and carrots might have been scarce during winter but plentiful in summer. Sometimes, they used herbs that grew wild in the fields, which could be considered rare because they were not cultivated all year round. The use of these ingredients shows how resourceful Irish cooks were, making flavorful dishes from what was available. Today, you can still taste this tradition by cooking Irish stew with local ingredients or visiting a pub that serves authentic recipes. The simplicity of these recipes highlights the ingenuity of Irish culinary traditions, turning humble ingredients into comforting meals. So, the next time you enjoy Irish stew, remember that its rare ingredients were often just what nature provided in that season, making each bowl a taste of history.